Hello all, welcome to TRACADEMY. As we have mentioned in our Facebook page, we are rolling out the concise preparation roadmap for cracking IAS Prelims exam within a duration of 6 months. So starting from December 1st till May 31. Okay. In this video, we're going to see a lot of steps going on with the syllabus breakdown, what are the strategic things that you have to carry out, how well you have to frame your study plan. Everything is going to be seen in this particular video. Before going into this, I'd like to give you some update about what TRACADEMY is actually doing now. TRACADEMY is going to start some prelims supporting video series, and we came up with an idea of getting questions or queries from you. If you have any confusions or questions regarding any part of the syllabus that is related to prelims, or if anyone else looking for it, like any school students or college students who have any questions in the regime that we have mentioned, like if you have questions in board syllabus 10th, 11th, 12th, or in chemistry, management, English, as well as in IAS exams, please fill up the form that has been mentioned below in the description as SYQ series, that is share your question series. Fill up those forms, fill in your questions and send it to us. We will be making a video of your question with your question, solution to your question, as well as we will be mailing you the solution to the email address that you have given to us. So that's one actual part that is going on. We have already received some good amount of questions, and we will be rolling out the SYQ series soon. But planning to do it on a long time scale. So we require your support, we require your questions and your support in this. So the next one is the email subscription form that has been given in the description link. Just get to the form, give your email address as well as the name, and the reason for this is that we are planning to roll out certain videos, so you will be directly intimated about those videos. Point 2, we are rolling out current affairs weekly videos. So weekly current affairs videos will be rolled out, and you will be getting notification of the same when it is uploaded, as well as you will get notification of any live event that we are planning as of now to your email ID, as well as we are also working on the weekly PDF of current affairs. So you will be getting the free edition of that particular weekly PDF. Then by January 2018, our Let's Certify website is already done. It's in the budding stage. We are doing some base works, and it will be live from January 2018. And we are planning to start a membership portal. And to everyone's information, letcertify.com is going to be a free courseware site where articles as well as video links from YouTube, as well as we are planning to start some small nano courses or small courses, tiny courses that supports various aspects of education. So we are planning in that way, and all those courses as well as all those materials will be free of cost to watch, to download, to print. Anything you want to do, you can do with that. It will be free of cost. And we are planning for membership portal. So if you opt for the email subscription, you will be getting the invitation on the priority basis. So this is what TRACADEMY is planning as of now for the next 2 months. So without much ado, let's get into the agenda of this particular live. I don't want to waste your time talking about what TRACADEMY is going to do. Let's get into this particular live session and wind up things much faster. So in this live session, we're going to see about the introduction part, and this particular introduction part is going to be for those viewers who are going to try prelims exams for the first time. So it's going to be a very simple part, so it's not going to consume much time. So those who have already know that, you can either skip the part or just hold in for some moment so that I can wind up all those things as fast as possible. So just going through the agenda, we're going to see what is the exam criteria and the requirements, then what are the myths are there for the IAS exam, and what's in it for you is going to be, are you ready for this particular exam to take it up, because it's going to take a big toll on your day-to-day activities. Then there's going to be a syllabus breakdown. It's not a complicated breakdown, we just channelized it into a way that it looks best. Okay, then the mode of study, and this mode of study is going to determine whether you are going to continue with this live video or not. So that's more important. Then we're going to talk about all the available resources that are free. Okay, it's free. Then analysis of patterns and trends of the previous prelims exams. Then we came up with some strategy. Which strategy we think that it's lacking in some aspirants. So we just compiled all those strategies, put together, and we have made those strategy. We will be taking through all this, and we have created a simple study plan, not a complicated chartered day by day study plan. It's a simple one with important points that are required from our point of view. Then I will be saying you about what support TRACADEMY is going to give. So without much ado, let's get into it. So let's get into the introduction part. So everyone knows that UPSC is nothing but the Union Public Service Commission. This Union Public Service Commission was installed on 1st October of 1926, and this has happened during the period of the British Empire itself. So during the British Empire itself, the Public Service Commission exams have been carried forward, and even n number of Indians have been posted in this. Now, which part of the Constitution exactly holds the duties and the systems and the proceedings of the UPSC? It falls on part 14 and covering the articles from 315 to 323. And the statement that has been given in the Constitution that expresses or conveys the meaning of UPSC is services under the union and the state. Right? So next, UPSC, we know that it conducts civil service exam. So what are the other exams that UPSC conducts? Or is it only the civil service exam conducts? No, there are n number of exams. We'll just go through that. Engineering service exam, combined medical exam, combined defense exam, NDA, that is Nation Defense Academy exam, Naval Academy exam, Special Class Railway Apprentice exam, Indian Forest Service. And to be noted that civil service exam and Indian Forest Service exam goes tie in tie. Prelims on the same day, mains mostly 2 days later or so. So it goes on tie in tie. So who are trying for IFS can get along with the civil service exams even. Then Indian Economic exam, Indian Statistical exam, Combined Geo Scientist and Geologist examination, Central Armed Police Force examination. Okay, so it's not only with CSE, they have a number of exams that they are sorted out and they are carrying out all through the year. So every exam has their own syllabus as well as own strategy and criteria, and we are going to see only about CSE. And if you want to know about what exactly UPSC as well as what's its role and who it's reporting to, what the committee members is or consist all about, we have already uploaded a video on the UPSC. You can get into that. Probably I can't do any kind of linking now in the live session. Probably after the live session, when I save this video for further views, I will add up that video in the above session with the I mark that glows in the top. Okay, if not, you can go to the YouTube channel and you can search for that particular UPSC. What is the UPSC? That's the title of that video. Now, what is civil service exam? Civil service exam is an exam conducted by the UPSC, and it is being conducted every year. It happens in 3 stages: prelims, mains and interview, for filling up vacancy in 24 different varied departments. And if you want to know the department, we already done a video on that. Probably I will just add those links over here in the description or in the footnote section, so you can see all those videos, or in the chat box. Okay. If you want to know about those varied departments, what are the various departments, I have already added in the CSE video exam. Okay, I don't want to make this live section too broad, too wide. So 24 varied departments, and what are the class or what are the positions that they are looking for? There are 5 allied positions. They are IAS, IPS, IFS, IRS, IT, and Customs and Central Excise. So these 5 positions are allied. So they are the topmost position. Apart from that, there are 14 Group A class positions and 5 B class positions that are getting filled up through this particular exam. So it's not only about IAS. Everyone tries for IAS, but n number of people are also getting seated in the Group A and the Group B class. So let's see what are the eligibility criteria. Nationality. Obviously, you need to be an Indian citizen for attending this exam. Fine, that's only for IAS, IPS, IFS. But in case of other services, you can be a citizen of India, you can be a citizen of Nepal or Bhutan, you can be a Tibetan refugee, where in case your forefathers should have come before 1970. Then person of Indian origin, and in case of C and D, you need to get an eligibility certificate from the Government of India that you are eligible to write this exam, that you are an Indian origin. Okay, so that's the eligibility for the nationality part. Now, age. Minimum age is 21 years. Obviously, you would have finished your graduation by the time. The maximum for general category is going to be 32 years. For OBC, 35 years. SC, ST, 37 years. Obviously, I can see some viewers having the doubt, what about the Bosman committee? Fine, I will be talking about that in the later part. Let's complete this general introduction part. Okay, what is the educational qualification you need? You need a degree from any university approved by the Government of India. Any degree, either you have done a doctorate for an MBBS or an engineering, or just a BA. I can't say it's just a BA, BSc. Many people are getting more salary doing BSc and BA nowadays. So any degree from any approved Government of India. Okay. So now let's see about the number of attempts that you can take in case if you have failed. So for general category, they can attempt for 6 times. For OBC, 9 times. For SC and ST, there is no limit. Meaning, if a person belonging to the SC and ST category applies for the first time in his 22nd age, he can apply till he is 37. Okay, and physically challenged people who are belonging to the general category has an exemption that they can attend the particular exam for 9 times. Okay, so that's the asterisk for the attempts. Age, education, and nationality have been completed. Now let's get into the part of application. Application is only through the online mode as of now. So what's the examination calendar for prelims 2018? The notification will be coming on 7th of February 2018, followed which they will be starting the application process, and the last date to apply for the prelims exam is going to be March 6 of 2018, and the prelims exam is going to be on 3rd June 2018, which is been preponed compared to what has happened in 2017. Okay, so I think they've been preponed to 1 week or so, so that's good. And by July you will be receiving the results for the prelims that you have wrote. Then you need to reapply for the mains, get the hall ticket. Then the main will be happening on 1st of October. Then obviously you will be receiving the mains result on February, and you will be reapplying for your interview. Then you will have your interview on the month of April 2019, and the result will be out on May of 2019. So that's the end of the civil service 2018 session. Okay, so the dates of notification, commencement, and duration of examination are liable to alteration if circumstances so warrant. That has been given in the UPSC website itself. So I can't do anything more than that until or unless we get the notification about when and where and what it is. We are not sure, but this is the tentative timetable that UPSC has provided to us. Okay, so let's get in. What is BS Bosman committee recommendation? It's been happening. Almost every aspirant would have came to know who've been preparing what is this committee is about. They've been framed in 2016 to rework the complete syllabus as well as the pattern of the civil service exam, and they have submitted their report on May of this year, and they have 3 major recommendations that been put forth to the UPSC committee. And what are they? Those who have already got enlisted or positioned, they can't write another exam and get enlisted again to a higher position. Say for example, if a person has been got posted in 2016 exam as, or 2017, no, 2017 is still on the process, 2016 exam as in a B group position, and he writes the exam on 2017. Probably if he clears and gets a rank that is equal to A class or an elite class, he withdraws that position that he is already there. He resigns that position. He goes and join over here. What exactly happens is that he undergoes 2 type of training. So he is not a kind of a person who is a fresher. So Bosman committee says that only fresher need to be there. So they are planning to put a restriction on that, but the final output is going to be on the hands of the UPSC. So until or unless we get a confirmation about that, there is no point in it. Then the major 2 criteria or the 2 recommendations that the committee has posted has given lot of confusions in every aspirants that are appearing for the 2018 exam. First thing is that there is no optional subject. Well, yes, that's good. The point of view, the reason why Bosman committee says that is that the number of people who have cleared the prelims or the mains exam taking one particular optional has increased a lot. So when they cross-checked, they found out that those people are not belonging to that particular graduation or the subject during their graduation. So that's one of the reasons that they are planning to remove the optional subject aside. Point 1. Point 2, they are planning to reduce the age, the maximum age of the aspirants who are applying for the CSE exam, which is not yet confirmed from the UPSC point of view, and we are not sure whether they will be rolling it out in the duration of 2 months of time, that is December and January. Obviously they will be rolling out the notification on Feb. So the possibility of them rolling this in this particular 2018 session is going to be very less. So maybe on 2019 they might load. Apart from this particular recommendations and report, keep those fears and confusions aside. Concentrate on what you have to do. Prelims 2018 is just 6 months away, and you need to prepare yourself for that. And in particular, you need to prepare simultaneously for the mains, because you don't have much time between your prelims and the mains. So questions are difficult because 2017 questions seem to be much tougher than 2016. So 2018, we are not sure whether it's going to be tough or not. So let's get into the rest of the part of this particular video session. So the pattern of exam, this is for first time appliers. Exam takes place in 3 parts: preliminary, mains and interview. Preliminary has 2 papers, and it is obviously called as the screening test because lakhs of people apply for the test, write the test, and only thousands of people goes for the main exam. So that's so terrible. So that's the reason why they call it as a screening test. And there are 2 papers. First paper is general studies, which has a huge portion, and CSAT is going to be your English and aptitude testing paper. And eventually they had made it a qualifying paper with the pass percentage of 33%, means that you need to score very less, 66% out of 200. That's more than enough for qualifying that. And keep in mind, only if you qualify CSAT paper, your GS paper will be evaluated. So you need to clear CSAT paper no matter what. Even though it is of qualifying nature, it decides your prelims cutoff mark. Okay, so GS paper is going to be of 200 marks, carrying 100 questions, and you need to complete all those 100 questions within a duration of 2 hours. The same with CSAT, 200 marks, 80 questions, duration 2 hours. I probably think they brought this qualifying nature of CSAT is due to the problem with the comprehensive part of the English vocabulary as well as the communication skills. I think that's happened in 2014 or 2015. That's when they decided that CSAT should be of qualifying nature. So mains has 2 qualifying papers. One is going to be on language, whatever language you want, and that particular language has been, list of language has been provided in the 8th schedule. If you want, just ping me in the comment section, so I will share you the complete UPSC syllabus, complete syllabus, which I have downloaded during Feb of this year. So I will share you all those languages in that. Paper B is going to be on complete English, matriculation equivalent standard, and point to be noted is that here you require 25% for qualifying. That is, out of 300 you need to score 75. That's it. Just qualify, then you're good to go with your merit papers, which involves 7 papers, and each paper carries 250 marks, which are descriptive type, and the maximum duration you have to complete that paper is 3 hours. So once you have done all with this main, you'll be going to the interview part. You have weightage for the interview. So we will be seeing about the main part in a separate video, analysis and preparation strategy for mains in a separate video, as well as for the interview in a separate video. But this particular video is going to be on the prelims part alone. So what are the myths we have? So there are a number of myths. People used to say that this is not really possible to crack out within the 6 months of period. But if you see the aspirant who have passed in the past 3 to 4 years, you can see n number of people who have started preparation during this limited period of 6 months have cleared, and they have achieved even hundreds of places. Okay, so that myth has been broken. Then you should know everything about everything. I probably think that's not what CSE it's all about. You should know what you have to know is what CSE is all about. So you don't have to read everything in this or know everything in this, learn everything in this. You need to do what is required to be done for the prelims exam to be passed out. So you need to cross that cutoff mark so that you can write your mains exam. So concentrate only on that aspect. Don't think that you have to completely cover the whole syllabus. It's not mandatory that you need to completely cover. You need to cover syllabuses of importance or priority in a smart way. Then you need to remember the fact, which is obviously highly impossible with such a vast syllabus range, vast topic wise. So remembering all those things is quite difficult. Then con clearing without joining the coaching institute is another big myth. There are people who self-sustain, who worked on their self and clear those exams. So it's not mandatory. If you have the guts to prepare, if you have the guts to control yourself, if you have the guts to concentrate and stipulate your time according to your preparation method, you are good to go. You don't need anyone to guide you in this. Then have to sacrifice all 24 hours. I probably think that's not necessary. Why it's not necessary is because of the fact that you don't have to completely go saint in this, right? You don't have to completely keep on reading on every aspect of this, because this is not an exam of by-hearting everything. It's an exam where you put your mind to analyze things, understand things which others can't do so easily. correlate things that has to be done. So this particular part is not to be done for 24 hours. So obviously you have a life and you need to concentrate on that. Just utilize the available time for your study in a proper way. That's more than enough for clearing this exam with bright colors. So we have so many colors here. You can opt anyone over here. Okay, have to read n number of books. Yes, many people do this mistake when they are trying to prepare for any kind of a competitive exam, and in particular IAS Prelims. What they exactly do is that they collect all the books that are available. Everyone shares one kind of a information or source of books that correlates or matches the syllabus. So there is no any perfect book that completely gives you an overview of the complete IAS syllabus. So keep that in mind. Just stick to one particular book. And TRACADEMY's point of view, NCERT is the best basic source for you to understand what you need to do. So completely depend on NCERT for your basics. Completely finish that particular syllabus in NCERT, then you're good to go with any book you want. Why? When your basics are good, whatever confused book or what complicated book you read, your basic won't be get hindered. But when your basic is not so good, you will completely go into kind of a confused state where you can't even guess an answer in your exam hall. Okay, so you don't have to have n number of books, just a limited numbers. Think wise and choose what you want exactly. Then you have to attend all the questions. No, it's not mandatory that you need to attend all the 100 questions. Why? There are negative markings. So you will be losing marks for the wrong answers that you have marked, shaded. So don't do that. Just answer those questions that you think it's perfect, it's correct, and you're 100% confident about that. Obviously, you can do some choice-based selection of questions where you are sure that there are two options that are wrong. There you can try it out and see the probability of result. So, and even in that case, don't go beyond 3 questions, because if it's going to be on 3 questions, it's going to carry 1 mark. It's going to reduce 1 mark, and reducing 1 mark, it's going to pull you down till 200 rank. Okay, so don't do that particular part. So that's one point to be noted. So let's get into the second question now. Lose or gain? Yeah, you are going to prepare yourself for this 6 months to clear the IAS Prelims exam. But what you're going to get and what you're going to lose? Well, obviously going to lose your comfort zone. That's for sure, because you need to have a stipulated military type of strategic plan that you wake up very early in the morning, like around 4 or 5, which some people never do. Even I don't do that. But why it is so? IAS exam is kind of an exam where your analytical thinking is being improved to a way to extreme level if you properly act according to this country. So people change their complete profile after going through the preparation that been carried out for this particular exam. So it's a point where it's always a win-win situation if you are preparing for IAS Prelims. So don't lose your hope. Don't feel bad if you're not able to clear it. You have a number of attempts to clear it. If you are general, you have 5 more attempts. If you are OBC, you have 8 more attempts. And SCST, obviously, you have a number of attempts. So no worries in that. You can write it again. If not, you can start teaching people about how your experience is. There are people who are waiting to receive advices as well as guidance in this particular course of exam. So that's the major point. So the final conclusion is that what you're going to get from this is always a win-win situation. You are going to gain a lot of knowledge. So that's the main point for preparing for prelims. Whether you're going to clear it out or not, don't think about the final result. Think about what you're going to do. Your action is going to sound more in your output. So make your action in a perfect way. Don't leave any loopholes. Make it sure that you are going in the right path and making a good strategic work so that you are shining out and your output is way too good. Okay, so let's get into this next slide, which is the syllabus breakdown. So this is the syllabus breakdown for the General Studies paper 1. That is the first paper of the prelims exam. And what we have over here is the 6 different squares, right? So these 6 different squares has different topics. Okay, have been tabulated it in different nature. So this is a different view of the complete syllabus of the General Studies paper. So what we have over here is the first one is the history of India, and in the history of India going to see what the ancient history is, medieval and modern. But from the prelims point of view, mostly medieval is avoided. Not much of questions is asked in the medieval. Questions are asked in the modern period, which involves the Indian national movement and India after independence. Okay, and in ancient, questions are mostly came in part of art and culture. So that's what with the history of India part of syllabus. Then for geography, you have India and world, and you need to analyze the geographical part in 3 different categories. One is physical, that's the general geography, that's the general geography you have. Then the social and economic part. Apart from this, you need to completely go through the atlas part, which are because there are n number of questions asked in the previous years in the atlas part. The n number is the cumulative questions asked in the previous questions. Okay, and in an exam you might get maximum of 2 or 3 questions. That's it. And polity, and in polity you're going to concentrate on constitution, political system, public policies, and the right and its issues. Okay, then economic and social development, which is going to be on sustainable development, demographic development, social sector, poverty and inclusion. And as for this part is concerned, I probably think 2 years of knowledge in this is more than enough. But in case if there is any kind of an link or connecting dot that goes past behind this, if there is any kind of a ruling or judgment that has been put forth that relates to this, obviously you need to get into that, get deep into that and find out what it exactly is. So that's one way of understanding this, but 2 years is more than enough to concentrate on this particular part. So apart from this, we have general issues which exactly on environmental ecology, biodiversity and climatic change. Climatic change this year is going to be questions on climatic change, because Delhi, Tamil Nadu, as well as Karnataka, Kerala, everything has a drastic climatic change has been happening. Okay, and don't concave yourself, or don't see the climatic change only in context with India alone. See the climatic change in context of the whole world. Okay, because there might be questions asked on international trends even. So apart from these general issues, we have science and technology, current affairs analysis, then international affairs. So this completely holds the syllabus for the general studies paper. Now let's get into the CSAT paper. CSAT paper, not much of explanation is needed. Comprehension, interpersonal skills including communication skills, English part. Logical reasoning and analytical ability, you need to do analytical ability like finding the father, missed out word, anything. Then decision making and problem solving, Then comes the general mental ability, then basic numeracy, which are numbers and their relations, orders of magnitude, which is of class 10 level, and data interpretation, that is chart, graph, tables, data sufficiency, etc. And they have mentioned it's going to be on the level of class 10th. Now, this comes the important part of this video, where you're going to say about what's your mode of study. Whether you're going to go in head, on the right hand side is going to be your coaching institute or a training institute that provides vital training to IAS aspirants, or you're going to be your own self-study. So this particular video is only for those self-study people, because the materials as well as the resources is available for free. So I'm not pushing anything from TRACADEMY as of now, because TRACADEMY is not into this business. We are planning to provide materials for free as for time being is concerned. So if the viewers are from coaching institute or who are already training, you can process with this video, no issues with that. Try to learn any kind of important aspect that we are letting you to know. See whether it could help you out in planning your work much better. So as well as we have quite number of advices. If you are good in hearing advices, obviously you can follow through this complete video session. And for the self-studying students, obviously this is a must video for you, as we're going to progress, get much deeper into this, because now comes the resources for you. NCERT books. TRACADEMY completely believes that you need to completely trust on the NCERT books for your basics. Why? Once you go through all these books, it's easy for you to understand the complicated aspect of the bigger books or the specific books that are propagating itself, that's it's for IAS or prelims exam. Okay, so your basics is good. Obviously we didn't do these basics when we are in our school days. That's the major issue for us, practically not working out when we are preparing for the IAS exam. So without much elaboration on what to be done for the NCERT books, let's concentrate what are the syllabus that are need to be covered in the NCERT part. So from the history syllabus part, you need to cover complete 6th to 12th history books, and in 6th our past 1, 7th our past 2, 8th our past 3, part 1 and part 2. In 9th standard, India and the Contemporary World 1, 10th standard, India and Contemporary World 2, and in 11th, themes in world history, and in 12th, same the themes in world Indian history. Okay, so that's completely covers your history part. So your basics are covered with the NCERT books. Then political science, 9th standard book gives you democratic politics part 1, 10th democratic politics part 2, 11th Indian Constitution at work and political theory, 12th contemporary world politics and politics in India since independence, because that's more important. Why? Panchayat Raj, local municipality, everything came after independence, so you need to concentrate more on that. So that, and moreover, NCERT books is the best books that explains the context in the simplest form of way to understand. So these are must to be withheld, safeguard in your chamber of books, because you can revise it, you can refer it whenever you want, and you don't forget those things. So that's a base book. Then for the geographic point of view, and for prelims geography is concerned, NCERT books is more than enough, because it covers almost handful of all the syllabus of the geography. Why? Let's see how it is exactly covered. In the 6th standard, you're going to learn about the earth, our habitat. In 7th standard, you're going to learn about our environment. In the 8th standard book, you're going to learn about resource and development. In 9th and 10th, you're going to learn about contemporary India 1 and 2. In 11th standard book, you're going to learn about fundamental of physical geography and India's physical environment. Good. So Fundamental of physical geography is done. Your basic is done. That has been already mentioned in the syllabus part. Then in the 12th, fundamentals of human geography and India, people and economy. So economical geography and the social geography is done with this particular part. You get the basics for the prelims point of view, the syllabus. That's good. So geography is more than enough. And apart from this, you need to have a good atlas with you for you to refer the maps. Then from economics point of view, 9th standard economics, 10th understanding economic development, 11th Indian economic development, and 12th introductory micro and macroeconomics. Obviously you have a number of materials for this, both in the internet as well as in the YouTube. Okay. Then culture and fine arts. There is one particular specialized book for this, but NCERT 11th standard book and introduction to Indian art is more than enough for covering the syllabus that are to be covered for your prelims exam that involves art and culture. Okay. Then for sociology, 11th and 12th sociology books. For science, 6th standard chapter living organism and their surroundings, 7th standard book chapter 7 to 9, and in 8th standard chapter 1, 5, 7, 12 and 18, and in 9th standard chapter 14, 10th standard chapter 15 and 17, 11th standard biology textbook and 12th biology textbook is more than enough to complete your basic understanding of the science. That's good, right? Now let's go into the specific books that are required for history and Indian national movement. These are the most widely used books. Okay. India's Ancient Past by R.S. Sharma, Struggle for Independence by Bipin Chandra, A Brief History of Modern India by Rajiv Ahir. You can get it in your local market, or else these books are available in Amazon and Flipkart and Snapdeal, so you can get it from them too. Then Polity and Governance, Indian Polity by M. Lakshmikant, Bible for Indian Polity. Okay, that's the Bible. Everyone refers that book for polity and governance. And Shubha C. Kashyap, Our Constitution, is a much simpler version of Indian polity. If you are finding difficult in reading Lakshmikant Indian polity, go with the other version, Our Constitution. Okay. Then India and World Geography. Now this is going to be the advanced study, because whatever you got in the NCERT is more than enough, but it's for your advanced study. Research Geography, then Certificate Physical and Human Geography by G.C. Leong. That's a small book but contains more vivid details in that. That's more than enough. Then obviously you should have an atlas, a good atlas, an Oxford, Cambridge, anything you can afford, get one and try to put your head into those maps, rivers, mountains, everything, plateaus, everything. Okay. Then economy, and this is one book. You can get Indian Economy by Ramesh Singh, as well as we can also look for the economic yearbook. Then art and culture, this is what I said, this is the specific book by Nitin Singhania, Indian Art and Culture. If you can go with this particular book. If not, the NCERT book is more than enough. The 11th standard Introduction to Indian Art. Then environment and ecology, there are a number of books, but most people try to follow Shankar IAS book, and which is quoted over here, and I think these books are available for free in the internet. Some of the institutes are providing it for free, so you can grab hold of that. Then comes the Indian Yearbook, and Indian Yearbook is good. If you're not okay with Indian Yearbook, you can go with Manorama if you want that bulky one. Then Yojana is a magazine that's been posted every month from the government point perspective. So you can also get into the Yojana and get in-depth details about how the schemes and the policies of the ministerials and the government departments works, especially in case of how the development, social, economical development, as well as the demographic development carries forward in respect to power, energy, resources. Everything is being covered in Yojana. But major point is that it has a number of articles in it. Concentrate on what you exactly want. Don't completely go and read everything in that. Then newspapers. newspapers are boon to us because it gives us valid information each and every day. Even if you have missed out reading something, it reminds you that you have missed out this. Please read this. I have posted that particular topic over here. Go and search back all those connected dots for this particular topic, and you're good to go and clear your prelims. So in newspaper point of view, there are two standard newspapers, the Hindu and the Indian Express. It's your wish of getting what you want, either Hindu or the Indian newspaper. But read Indian newspaper, read any one of the newspaper on a daily basis. Don't leave newspapers aside. Don't think that you can survive with the PDF that the institution or any other free websites that are providing on a weekly or a monthly basis or on a daily basis. They are doing it on their own. You will be lacking the ability to analyze things. So it's better that you read your newspaper. You write down what's you feel important for you. You write down those aspects, those issues that you think that are more important, because that's going to stay in your mind for a long. Don't get any kind of a PDF. Yes, you can get those PDFs, but I will be covering those part in the next section, why you have to cover buy those PDF and all that. But you must have to read newspapers on a daily basis, because that's going to help you a lot. We'll be covering newspaper in a separate section in this video. We'll be talking more about that. Then get your previous year's question paper. That's more important. Why? Not for analytically finding out that 20 questions that last year polity came, and this year I will be surely receiving 15 questions in polity. No, it's not for that. Try out all those previous year's question for your revision point of view. That's more important. So for revision point of view, get as much as 15 years back question papers. Try it out in one shot, or take your time and see how you can clear all those questions. That's more important. It's actually going to help you in revising yourself as well as in managing your time. So take a particular question paper, sit yourself on the counter 2 hours, see how much you can finish and see the answer and see where you are. That's going to help you a lot. Okay, then MCQ manuals for GS and CSAT. If you require it, go and get it. That's don't go and get those books that are available in Flipkart or Amazon. What you exactly can do is that go to institutes, find their test series, okay, for prelims. Grab as much of test series that is possible for you, as well as try to attend all those online test series that are there available. I think IAS 100 as well as exam.in provides some online test series. A number of websites are there that are providing online test series. Grab those test series, try to attend those test series. That's going to help you a lot, because practicing MCQ helps you in understanding the concept and the subject and your reasoning ability to a greater extent. Okay, so let's get into the next section, where I have provided some free websites or as well as paid websites. They have premium content as well as free content. Go through these websites and see whether it helps you in a way or two, and obviously you can get as much as content you want. And exam.in, why I placed it in the first place is because you get every content free over there. So whatever the study materials of other institute, you can get it over there. Probably maybe if TRACADEMY is posting anything, and it might also be found in Exam. So that's a good site. So you can go and check it out over there. Get all your free materials downloaded. Even you get the books over there. So that's important. Then government websites. So these are the links for the government websites over here. you can get into their website and see what exactly happening, what they have updated, what are the policies, or if there is any ruling that been carried forward, as well as there are links for Yojana, as well as there are links for Pratyojita, Darpan magazine. So you have a number of links over here. So these are government based links which helps you in taking notes or understanding how the government bodies work. So now we came to the analysis of prelims that has been carried out from 2013 to 2017, and we have plotted the number of questions asked in every year. So as you can see, there is not any kind of a constant trend that has been following, but apart from two, I think only one, right? Environment and biodiversity has almost 10 to 15 questions coming out each and every year. So concentrate on environment and biodiversity, as well as also concentrate on current affairs and other subjects too, because those things are more important. So don't lose hope. As well as you can see, there were no questions in current affairs during 2013 exam. So it doesn't mean that current affairs are always important, but as you can see, 2013 exam, questions that are not directly related to current affairs but are related to environment and biodiversity and science and technology that has happened in 2012 has been asked in 2013. So in a way, preparing for your current affairs always helps you in getting valuable information on other topics. So that's more important, because there are standard topics, polity, history, geography are going to be the standard topics, but these standard topics has some factual relationship to the current affairs that has happened, because there is always dots that are getting connected. So you need to have a very good in-depth analysis method to understand those dots and get connected to those particular links that provide for polity as well as your environment and biodiversity topics from your current affairs. Okay, so this is the general feature of how the prelims exam has been. Weightage of the questions have been asked in the 5 years of prelims. Okay, now let's get into the strategy part. Now, why you actually require a strategy? The major reason people used to say is that the exam has a vast syllabus, and how to simplify it, how to make it simple so that we can read it on simple terms. So one of the major strategy to overcome is its vast syllabus. The second one is that what kind of materials or study guides that I can take, because there are n number of study guides and n number of material, which one to follow. Now, and the third hurdle is how long do I have to spend to study all these things? Then when I should start my practice, and determining whether I'm exactly going in the right track or not. What if I can't complete the complete syllabus in one go? I mean, in a particular year. Then people tend to find understanding things a little complicated. For some, they can understand in just a fraction of seconds. For some, it takes years to understand even the basic concepts. So we're going to break down all these strategical hurdles and see how it's going to help you out. Now, don't dump yourself with books. Yes, this is mandatory. Why? Since there are n number of books and materials available, don't collect all those materials. Okay? Choose which one is best for you. See which one is best for you, then eliminate rest of that. Reject rest of those books. Don't put everything into clumsy. Don't read every book. From TRACADEMY point of view, we are asking aspirants to concentrate on building yourself with the NCERT book. So once you are done with the NCERT book, then you can refer any kind of a books for additional knowledge that you want. But we ask them to restrict to 1 or 2 simple books for their study guide. Okay, so don't dump yourself with books and materials for a particular topic. If you feel that a particular book or a study material covers each and every topic, that's good. Keep that one book, then concentrate on your current affairs, concentrate on your analytical reasoning part, concentrate on connecting those dots. Don't go and find another book which is going to talk about all the contemporary things, okay, because it's going to confuse you more and more. So don't do that. Have a standard books that you feel that you're comfortable with. Like for Indian polity, I said Lakshmikant. Even if you're not comfortable with it, you can go with our constitution, right? So that's the idea that you have to do. Don't read both Indian polity and our constitution together, okay, because the same thing has been registered in both books, but in a different chapter, in a different aspect. That's it. So the people who can understand what and what, just go with only one book. Don't confuse yourself with n number of books. So just leave it. Don't dump yourself with books. I'm saying it for the 4th time. Then what is the strategy that you need to have? Have a checklist of all the materials that you want for the particular syllabus. So GS, fine. What are the requirements for GS? History, geography, polity, science and technology, everything. Plot it. Mark what are the materials you have. If you feel that you have an surface material, done. Don't collect anything more on that. Don't buy any new books. So have a checklist. See everything is ready for you. Why I'm saying it? In case if you are concentrating polity on this week, and next week if you are going to switch to geography and you find that you are missing the geographic part, okay, a material or a notes for that particular geographic topic, you tend to search for the particular topic again. That's going to lose your precious time, right? So it's going to waste your precious time. Instead of doing that, first checklist everything that you need, checklist all the material, confirm that you have everything. Then make a timetable that suits your learning capacity. As I said, people have different learning and grasping ability. Some people just with one go, they can understand everything. For some, it takes 3 times of reading. For some, it takes n number of readings. Okay, so make timetable that suits your learning capacity, not what other institute says or what someone says who have already passed. See to yourself whether you can achieve what the past one has achieved. If you're going to follow someone's timetable, you have to make sure that your learning capacity as well as the capability is equal to him and matches him, right? Or him or her, whatever it is. So you need to develop that. If you're ready to develop that, obviously you can follow that. If not, make one for yourself. Keep those things tabulated, postulated as shown in the picture. Paste everything in your room. That's more brilliant way to analyze and to always see and get where things goes wrong. Okay, then most important criteria while preparing for prelims is practicing and taking notes. Why exactly you want to take notes? Now, for example, you're going through the Indian polity section and you come across one particular constitution or an article that has been shown in the newspaper or been printed in the newspaper 2 days before. So what exactly you do? You think that it's important, you mark it with a pen that you can revise it again, right? And you forget. You won't revise that complete book again. So instead of doing that, try to take a note of what exactly it is. When you are taking note, it adds an additional impression into your brain. So your brain cells will keep remembering that. That's one point of saying that taking notes is must. Second point is that writing notes is good because your main exam is going to have 3 + 3 hours of continuous writing with 1 hour of break for food. So you need to write fast, cover everything. So 250 marks, you have a number of questions to answer, and obviously you have to write fast and legibly, right? People has to understand who are correcting those papers. So practicing your writing habit is good, and you can develop it by taking your notes. That's more important, and this is more specific in case if you're doing it for your collection of current affairs topics as well as the details from the newspapers. Okay, and the most important point is that don't panic and don't worry if you can't cover the complete syllabus. You don't need to cover the whole syllabus. Okay, in 2016 exam there were no questions asked in medieval, and in 2013 there were no questions asked in current affairs. What happened to those people who have prepared meticulously on those topics? Do you think what happens? They feel rejected that no question came from that particular topic that they learned. So don't feel bad that you can't cover the whole syllabus. Just concentrate on what you have done. See your time. Make sure that what you have read stays in your head for as long as you're going to live. Right? So keep that in mind. It's not about covering the complete syllabus. It's about how smart you understand things. That's the way you can clear out the IAS Prelims exam. Okay, and the most important point is try as much of model question possible. That's the most important point, because one way of learning or understanding things is taking out test continuously, and MCQs are good way in making you to understand what the concept is. So it helps you to understand the actual basics as well as the complicated interlinks or the connecting dots. Okay, then important point from TRACADEMY point of view, complete NCERT resources should be completed. So that forms the basement for any preparation that you're going to do, either if it's going to be on mains or anything else that's required. So concentrate on that complete NCERT resources, finish it. Then read current affairs daily from the newspapers, and don't hesitate to do it. Don't think that you can get the PDF material from any institute or from any free online document and read it out. It's not going to help you in any way. So read current affairs daily and don't hesitate to do that. Now, overcoming understanding issues. People having understanding issues, try Feynman technique. It's the most approved as well as most successful technique, where you understand things in a way that you can reciprocate to someone else. You understand things in a way that you can teach someone else. Okay, so how exactly it goes is that first take a particular paragraph, read it aloud loud, grasp as much as you can. That's what your actual capacity is. Write it down in your own words of what you have grasped. Okay, then compare what you have written and what you have read. See what you have missed. If there is anything that is confusing you, point out what is that. Go back, refer, and understand what is it. That way you don't forget and you don't have to read it again. Right? So that's the technique that is used in understanding issues, and there are n number of videos available in YouTube on this particular technique. So you can freely go through those techniques and see whether it can help you out. Now, prelims, mains simultaneously. Yes, you need to do it simultaneously. Why? You're already crossed the deadline. You only have 6 months of time, and after your prelims you only have 3 months of time to complete the complete main syllabus. You have a huge 4 papers, right? So it's better that you start your main along with your prelims. How? This tabular column shows you how. Now the current affairs section that you are preparing for the prelims also helps you in mains. Okay, then for the history portion that you are preparing, prelims is almost concentrated on India, whereas in main you have India as well as world. Since you have covered India over here in prelims, the left out is going to be the world, right? Third, geography. Whatever you covered in prelims for geography is going to be there in GS General 1 paper, okay? And it's also going to cover the GS 3, that is the General Studies paper 3 on economic geography. Good. Then polity, GS2 paper, similar. What are you going to learn for prelims? Because you're going to completely wind up the Lakshmikant book for prelims. The same goes with mains, whereas application, examination, evaluation, description, everything comes over there. Here only concept, what it is, where it is applied. That's it. Over there you need to explain how it is applied. Then economic is same, whereas it covers almost 40 to 50% of your General Studies paper 3. Environment, for mains it's going to cover 10 to 15%. Science and technology, for mains it's going to cover 20%. So whatever you're going to learn over here in prelims, it's going to help you out in mains. So always have a dual attitude of learning things on concept wise as well as on depth wise. So understand depth wise as well as read on concept wise. Keep those things together balanced so that it helps you in closing your mains syllabus as soon as possible, because that's going to help you out in carrying forward more. Now coming to why current affairs are so important. Yes, why it is important, as I already said, current affairs always link dots to each other. Obviously you have seen about the happenings in the Tamil Nadu government, and the election commission role is more important of what is happening over here. So how can I correlate what's happening in Tamil Nadu is going to be correlated with the election commission? How can I say that there is some kind of a dispute within a party? How election commission intervenes into that? How election commission has its rights? How can I focus on this particular issue and think that this is a current affair issue? No. Most people think that this is not something that's kind of a inter-party problem, so it's not a kind of an issue. But from prelims point of view or from IAS point of view, what you have to do is that the election commission has intervened, or the election commission has completely withheld the party symbol as well as the name. So those two aspects can come into the functioning of the election commission that has been postulated in the constitution. Am I right? So whatever the constitution or the article that are related to the election commission can be asked. On what grounds does an election commission has a right to withhold any party's logo or symbol or the name? That can be done, right? So that's help you in understanding the constitution, the polity point of question. If it is asked in the prelims, you can do that. Secondly, there are a lot of disputes between the governor and the CM of the Pondicherry, right? So what exactly happens over here is that why there is a lot of dispute? Because the governor is intervening into the state, or it's the union territory government. So it's intervening into the governing party, which is already governing government, which is already running it, and saying that this is not right. What you're doing is not right, right? So how it's going to relate you? How it's going to give you a valid point from the prelims point of view or from IAS point of view? Yes, it gives value. What value is that? What is the function of the governor? What are the functions that a governor can do? What are its duties? Who the governor is reporting to? Everything is there in the constitutional, right? So whatever the social issue or the any kind of an issue that has been focused in a current affair point of view, what you have to do is that you need to connect those dots to the political, the economic, as well as the science, technology, environmental, biodiversity. You connect all those dots, put those needles and see if you can get anything out of that. That's what current affairs analysis is all about. So it's not about leaving what is not important. See whether you can analyze anything out of that. If you can't analyze, just throw it out. That's what current affairs has been doing so good in terms of screening those aspirants out of the prelims. Okay, out of lakhs, only thousands comes over that, and that's the main reason why current affairs is important. Now, coming to the importance of newspaper, as I already said, why newspaper is important. It helps you in understanding the concept more. It gives you a day-to-day notification of what you have missed and what you have to look into, as well as it helps you in making your art of writing. Why? These authors over here has written those scripts in a way that it provides a different meaning. Sometimes you accept their views and sometimes you don't accept their views. You have a different opinion. So there are questions which are asked both in the ethics part as well as in the general studies part, where they have asked you to give your opinion on that. Describe, if you are standing by this side, how exactly it's going to function. So reading all these news articles, which you find it important, mostly the editorial part, those 2 pages is more important, gives you a vivid knowledge of how you're going to write for your mains exam, as well as it also gives you in-depth of knowledge if you're poor in your vocabulary as well as in your English communication. So that's going to help you a lot. So that's one way of seeing reading newspaper is important. Second way is that it's going to give you all the current affairs that you require for the day. Why you have to go and find PDFs as well as documents which has been already correlated and see and just mug up or by heart all those things. Analyze things of yourself. You get to know about those issues, about those situations on your own hand, right? You can write it down what exactly the situation is. Wherever the question is asked, even in an interview point of view, you can give your suggestions. If a question has been asked, that has been posted in your newspaper, because there are questions which are asked, which has been printed in the newspaper, Indian newspaper, Hindu newspaper, as came in the prelims exam, in the CSAT part. So this works out in a way. So it's going to help you out in a lot of way, and obviously it helps you improving your analytical path. That's more important. Analytical reasoning is more important for any IAS aspirant. Okay, so that's with the importance of the newspaper. Let's get into what you have to do with the newspaper and what you don't have to do with the newspaper. Okay, let's see the don'ts first. Never depend on newspaper for basics. TRACADEMY doesn't like it, and I don't like it even. Never depend on its basics. Basics, NCERT. That's done. NCERT is your basic. Don't switch to anything else. NCERT, NCERT, NCERT. Okay, so never depend on any newspaper for your basics. Never ever focus on political news as coalitions, party meetings, inter-party cold wars, etc. Yes, that's what I said. I see a interlink between the inter-party cold wars and the EC, that is the Election Commission. Okay, so if it is of not much importance, like there are allegations between the parties itself, so that's not important. But when it comes to the constitutional part of view or the political part of view, that comes an important point. So see whether you can focus on that or not. See whether it is giving any kind of a loopholes for you to connect any dots. If not, just leave it. Okay, then accidents, deaths, no values, just leave it. Don't give more importance into sports and business part, because it's of limited importance and there's not going to be any direct question of who won what award or who scored more runs. Okay, so that part even you can cover it out when you get your Indian yearbook, when you revise your Indian yearbook. So that's more than important over there. Then editorials, don't rely on author's point of view always. Have your own opinion of what has been done over there. First, understand what the concept is, then understand what are the causes behind that concept to be written. Okay, what are the causes for the effect or the issue, then what has been steps have been taken place, is there any correlation with the past, is there any judgment or ruling or any kind of remarks that has been put forth by any political jurisdictions or any government administration. See all those points, see whether the author has been justified his statement, and see whether your opinion suits with him. If not, have your own opinion. Nothing wrong in having your own opinion, right? No one is going to question you. Then coming to do's with the newspaper, focus on issues, take notes on topic wise and not on date wise. Don't write date and today that I copied all these things. Always take it on topic wise, because that's the way that you remember when a question is asked in prelims, not on date wise. Okay. Then concentrate on judgment, rulings, remark by Supreme Court and High Courts. That's more important. Social issues and challenges. Government department and ministry views on social issues. Okay. Then identify schemes, policies and initiatives that have been provided by the government. Then PM speech. That's important over here, because PM gives a lot of information then and there about what's going to happen or what the government is planning to do. So you get an in-depth analysis of that, as well as there might be some suggestions that have been put forth by our PM on our country's relationship with the other country. He would have given some key points about the MOUs that are going to be signed. So those kind of points are important. So it doesn't require that you always have to listen to the PM speech, but it comes in newspaper, right? That PM has been emphasized all these things. That's good. That's more than enough. You don't have to listen to his speech all the time. So it's there in the newspaper. So you can write down the notes for that, as well as also see all those international summits as well as the international visits that our political parties make or the political officers make. Then concentrate on the editorial part. So these are the don'ts and do's with the newspaper. Now coming to the topic wise analysis that you have to do with the newspapers. Okay, these are the topic wise analysis that I have put forth. If you have any suggestions, or if you think that you can find out any kind of a way apart from this, you can post all those notes into that particular topic, whichever you feel comfortable with you, because it's you who are going to understand those topics. So it's up to you. I'm giving some kind of an example that I usually do. So categories that are newspapers contents can be accumulated. First, government policies and schemes. Second, government organization, international relations, economic policies, science and technology, environment and biodiversity, international summit and meetings, social issues and challenges, judgments and rulings, personality and awards. So these are the category that I have found out that can be that your current affairs from your newspaper can be accumulated into or categorized into. Okay, so this way you can understand more. Instead of writing it in date wise, you can have all those details uploaded over here. So let's get into the next point, MCQs. This is the important part of this particular series of video, is because prelims is completely MCQ type, and everyone who is preparing for that has to understand that it's not so easy to score marks with MCQs, because out of 4 options you land up in the option that you think is right, but unfortunately it might be wrong. So choosing the right option is more important. So finding that particular right option comes only if you practice and keep practicing and practicing until you feel that there is no way that you don't have any material to do that. Okay, so collect as much of MCQs as much possible. Stop relying on books. Try to get test materials from every institute that is around you, as well as the online test materials. Try it, keep it to yourself, schedule a month duration for MCQs alone, keep trying. That helps you a lot. Now, going to the study plan, this is going to be a small precise plan. It's not going to be a comprehensive type, and we don't want to plan everything as per the day that you have to finish this on the 2nd of December and you have to finish on the 5th of December, which is not going to work, because it's you who is going to study, and who am I to ask you to do that? So it's your plan. What I'm suggesting over here are the key points that you have to keep when you are planning your study plan. Okay, so what are the points? By January 15th of 2018, complete all the NCERT syllabus. Okay, whatever that I have mentioned over there, please complete all those syllabus. That's more important. Why? Because after that, whatever the books that you refer, it's easy for you to understand. So 45 days is more than enough for completing all the NCERT syllabus. Then prepare current affairs on daily basis as per the categories. That's important. Dedicate 1 day in a week completely for MCQ and CSAT. So leaving aside May for complete revision, we have 5 months, and for 5 months I am calculating that we only have 4 weeks per month. Okay, I think I might be wrong. So 4 weeks, which gives you 20 weeks, that is 20 days. Concentrate only on MCQs and CSAT for those 20 days. That's more than enough. And MCQs is going to be on general studies, okay, and CSAT is your second paper. Then try to patch up the missed out portion in the following weeks so it won't get piled up. So if you are planning to finish a topic but unfortunately you can't complete it due to any unnamed situations or any kind of a condition that you can't finish it, don't postpone it too much. Okay, try to finish it within the next week, following week, so that it's not getting piled up that you have to finish a lot. Then spend at least 4 hours in a week to compare your current affairs note with other sources available in the internet and update your methods. And this is the main reason why I asked that you can get your PDF as well as other notes that are important. Try as much as MCQ as possible. That helps you to manage time as well as give idea of analyzing the questions. That's what I said. Do MCQs as much as possible. It's going to give you more time in helping yourself in understanding both the point of syllabus as well as in managing your time. And make sure you utilize the month of May completely for revision by taking up model papers and online mock test. So this is the criteria that you have to keep specifically in your study plan, okay, in this 6 months of duration. So what's the mode of support that TRACADEMY is going to give you is that we already on the process of providing short and precise videos on topic wise, which we will be rolling out from tomorrow and if possible by today evening or so. And we are planning for weekly current affairs. It's going to be on video as well as we are planning to make PDFs. As I already said, you don't have to get our PDF, but in case if you want to compare, obviously you can do that. So the affairs, we are planning to cover all the affairs from January 2017 itself, from January 2017, okay. And we will be updating free articles as well as any kind of current affairs news on letcertify.com, which will be active only from January 2018 because we are just developing and we are doing all the base work now. So it will be active from January 2018 and we'll be uploading all the articles over there. And we are planning to start on the videos on share your question series. So if you have any questions or doubts, please fill out the form that has been provided in the description. The link has been provided in the description. Fill out those forms so that we can have n number of questions so that we have a lot of videos to process, okay. And specific point is that we will be sending you the solution for your question, so you don't have to worry about that. So once we found the solution for your question, obviously we will be mailing you the solution, even if it is getting uploaded as a video. So that's one plus point. Then if you are going to enroll for an email subscription, the link is below in the description. You will be getting the membership invite, because we are planning for the membership portal in the letcertify.com, which I already said in the starting part of this video. I'm just repeating it for your remembrance, as well as you will be getting the email notification and the PDF of weekly affairs directly to your email. Okay, so with this this particular prelims preparation roadmap is over, and please share your views as well as your comments, and say how exactly whether it was helpful to you or not, because if you don't comment over here, we won't be sure of whether we are doing the right thing or not. So please do post your comments, as well as like it. If you feel that this video can help others, share it with others. And probably in few days time, we will also be coming with a preparation roadmap for the mains exam. Okay, so we'll be updating the same in our Facebook page as well as in the Twitter handle. And obviously it's going to be on two versions. One is going to be on English and another one is going to be on Tamil. So there are the two channels. Subscribe to those channels to get the notification. And with this, we end up this particular live session. Thank you very much for everyone who's been watching, and those people who are going to watch in the saved version of this particular video. Thanks a lot. Bye bye. We'll see you and catch you up in the mains 2018 preparation roadmap. Bye.